Isn't it true? Isn't it true that waiting is a struggle? Because when you're waiting, it feels like nothing is actually happening. How is there any advantage to this? How is this in any way beneficial to me? To be waiting and waiting is incredibly hard. It is hard because when we wait for a long time, sometimes it can make you feel like, has God forgotten about me? And over time, you begin to think waiting is bad. It doesn't produce anything good for me. It is possible that the reason that waiting is so frustrating is that we haven't looked at waiting the right way. That you and I are absolutely focused on the destination, and that God is actually focused on you and me becoming. And it is not about getting there. It is about what happens on the journey. If you spend your life chasing destinations, you will constantly struggle with God, because with God, it is not about the destination. It is about who you are becoming on the way. And here is how you will know if it is a life struggle or not. When you pray, what are you praying for? Are you focused on the destinations, or you are focused on who you are becoming? Most of the time, we will say, I trust God. I trust His plan. I believe that He has my best interest in mind. But the hard part is, can you trust His timing? Patience and ability to wait on God suggest that we trust His timing. That is why waiting on God is hard. But do you know it is worse than waiting on God? It is wishing that you waited on God. So whatever or however long you have to wait, it will be worth it. Because God's timing is perfect. We understand timing when it comes to the other things in life. You put your bakings in the oven, and they are supposed to take 20 minutes, and you take them out after 5 minutes. They are not ready yet, we wait. But when we can't see God working, we grow impatient, we take matters in our own hands, and we make a mess. Because we can't see what He is doing. He's up to something, we just can't see it. So while we wait, we can either make things worse by taking matters into our own hands, or we can allow the wait to build our character. We can allow the wait to grow fruit. We can allow the wait to remind us that He is good, and not only He is good, but that He is trustworthy, and that His timing is the best. God has been working His way through history for all time. God is always at work, when you can see it and when you can't, when you are rushing, and when you are waiting, He's still at work. The point of sharing this as a principle for us is God is working in the waiting. Some of us are in a period of waiting, for whatever it might be. Don't get impatient, because it is in those waiting years that God can do wonderful things in your heart to prepare you, to refine you. When God moved in the hearts and lives of people, it often was preceded by years of waiting. You know God will take His time to do His good work. The waiting is not in vain. We always get mad at God if things are not happening as fast as we would like. But God in His timing will bring about His perfect will if we learn to wait. So we have to learn the discipline of waiting on the Lord, and His perfect timing is always perfect. So the question becomes, how do you and I learn to wait better? You and I have to wait with God. There is a big difference when it comes to waiting with God and waiting on God. When I make Him my shepherd, He leads me and guides me to the places that I'm supposed to be. We are dependent upon God's timing, and we are going to have to make peace with that. You may be frustrated that God hasn't solved the challenge of your life, or that you've had to bear a circumstance for an extended period of time. Trust the Lord in His timing. He wants you to trust Him.